More music. Better mental health. Only on IPL Radio.
And we're back on Good Vibrations with Todd. Mish is still away. She might be away for another week yet. Who knows? We'll catch up with her at some stage soon, and hopefully we'll see her back. But in the meantime, we have another special guest in the studio. We have Jason here this morning, or JJ Moon. Good morning. How are you doing? You might have to get a bit closer to that microphone while we're talking. I'll change that when I believe you're going to grace us with a couple of songs as well. So maybe let's say hi to everyone and tell us a bit about yourself and your music.
Okay. First off, salutations again. Myself, I'm Jason. I'm local to Perth. I came to Perth 35 odd years ago. From Melbourne. I've been playing music with people in and out of Perth for a long time, mainly with my brothers to begin with, and then with other people, and it sort of was something that I've always wanted to do, and I do, and I enjoy it immensely. My music at this stage, I've just done a few recordings, and I'm hoping to do something with them, and this coming here is I've been following Mish for a while, and I just sort of decided that I needed to do something.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. How did you find the move from Victoria to Perth?
It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And
like it better here?
Yeah.
You stayed.
Well, I did stay. Yes. Look, I was young, and we sort of travelled around for a while, and we went overseas as well, and it would all as young families in the late 80s, and we sort of hit some financial issues, and we moved around a bit and ended up back here.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
fair enough. And you say you've played with a lot of people, a lot of bands.
Well, not a lot of bands, a few.
Not bands, a few. Yeah. So tell us a bit more about your music. What sort of style you play, and what can people expect? Okay,
well, I just play from the heart, really. What can you expect from me? You can expect truth, honesty. I try to portray that in my music. I don't sort of sing about partying, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. It's not my deal.
Fair enough. Truth is a good place to start.
Yeah, I try my best to be a good human earthling, and yeah. I've made mistakes, and everyone's made mistakes, and
yeah.
But and I try to put my emotions through into what I'm singing about and the lyrical content and through the music in general, and hopefully that relates through to people, and they can hear that and understand it, and be sort of immersed in it and take something away from it that they can feel on the inside.
Yeah, fair enough.
Basically, I want people to feel joy, really.
Yeah.
If you can feel some joy, then I'm in for that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, you're right. We all make mistakes. Actually, one of the things that we're all about here at IPL is second chances. In a way, IPL is a second chance for those people who are wanting to be a part of something. After maybe you've lost something, maybe you're struggling, maybe you've hit rock bottom, but it's that second chance. So I love that your music is about the fact that there's truth in it. There's admission, I guess you could call it, and essentially, hopefully, people find something inspiring or uplifting about that. So
I can only hope.
Look, we all have our journeys. So what brought you to this point? What led up to the whole? Okay, we're going to move from Victoria to Perth. Was that a family thing?
Yeah, that was out of my control. And,
okay,
it was out of my control, and the journey to get here has been good, highs and lows, obviously.
Yep.
Leaving Victoria, that was totally out of my control. To get to here. Here has been a long journey, a journey of fears and confidence and anxieties and believing in yourself, basically. You know, you go through stages where you do, and then you go through stages when you don't. You know, and like I know, I just had a conversation with a good friend of mine last night who's in a local band, and you know, he's got musicians that have, and I have friends, other musicians who have just don't want to play anymore, and I'm not sure why. You know, it's like they've got this fear going on, or this confidence issue or depression. I'm not sure what it is, but they just don't want to play. You know, they say, I don't want to pick up, I don't want to do it anymore.
That's really, really hard for me to understand. I mean, we didn't get to do much talking before the show, but I'm a musician myself. I play the viola and the cello, and that brings me much joy. I imagine much in the same way that playing and singing, you know, brings you joy and other people joy as well. But to be a musician and to love music as much as I do, and to think about whether I could just go, I don't want to play anymore, that's not something that I can even think about. So it must be really tough.
Yeah, and I can only put it back to the industry itself. The industry itself is tough.
Yeah,
you know? And it's like, I'm by no means, you know, a big person to talk about the industry, because, you know, I've barely scratched surfaces on it. But you know, other people who have, and you know, it's still tough.
Yeah,
it's always tough. It's a shark eat shark world.
Well, we've all seen movies of you know, trying to get into the record industry. The cliche is probably like something like Alvin and the Chipmunks, where, you know, the record producer is like, yeah, and then nah, you know, and trying to break into the industry is insane. It's very difficult.
So you just got to do it for you.
Yeah.
You just got to do it for you. You've got to do it because you love doing it. It's your passion, and don't go into it thinking that you're going to make $1 million, that you're going to have a number one YouTube viral hit. And, you know, because if it happens, great.
Yeah.
You know, and it does happen to people. You know, but it's not going to happen to everyone.
No.
So you've just got to, if you're going to do it, just keep on doing it. I mean, you know, I've come into this, and I've been doing it for a long time. Really, just doing what I want to do. Really, you know, it's like I've got friends who are in tribute bands and cover bands, and they're successful at it. They do well at it, you know. But they're you know, some of them don't play originals where others do. And like I know of one particular person. I'm not going to name names, but you know, they gig 3 or 4 times a week. They're really, really good, and they've been around for a long time and played with some international people, and have had minor and major successes and released albums, and you know, and that's
fantastic.
Yeah, and you know, they're still doing what they love doing.
Yep.
And that's what I love about that person, and also what the industry itself, or just not even an industry, just the music in you.
Yeah.
You know, is that you just love doing it. Yeah.
So how did you find your music? When did you really find your gift, your talent, and discover that love that you had? Was it as a child, or was it something that grew, or?
Well, my definitely grew. My brother threw a bass in my hands when I was about 14.
Nice.
And said, "You're going to play bass for me in this heavy metal band." And I'm like, okay. So,
surprise.
Yeah. So you know, and you know, he was a good guitarist and still is. And from there, it sort of, you know, went to a nylon string guitar and just listening to the wind and the rain and just trying to play along with that. And that's where I get my love for it from, is the acoustic guitars. Like, I can play electric stuff, but the acoustic stuff for me is where it's at. And gift, talent. How did I find it? I didn't find it. It's just there, and it's. I don't.
It was sort of thrust at you, wasn't it?
Well, yeah. I'm not going to say I'm talented. You know, it's like it's a sort of like, it was just the love of it. It's like I've woken up some days, and after I've put in the guitar away, because it's like, as I've said before, I don't want to play, so I don't pick it up, and then I pick it up, and something's just there.
Yeah,
it's just there. It just came from anywhere. It came from the ether. It came from whoever sent it to me. It's like, or whatever sent it to me. It's just this musical piece that it's beautiful. I love playing, and I haven't forgotten it. It was just boom in my fingertips one day, and that's from not playing.
Wow.
So and
Sometimes that's when the most inspirational things can happen, though. Like, even in general life, there's an issue that I was dealing with for someone, and I was just getting nowhere. I gave it away and thought, I'll deal with it tomorrow. Woke up, and there was the idea in my head. I know what the problem is. All of a sudden, everything works.
Yeah.
And it's glorious. It's great. So, yeah.
There's a lot of that going around, isn't it? It's like, it's like you tell yourself, how do I deal with this issue? It's like, tell yourself before you go to bed.
Yep.
Thank you for solving that problem for me. Then you wake up in the morning and it's like, okay, there is a bit of an answer.
Yeah. All right. So, you've brought in a guitar.
I have.
Can I say a guitar? Do you have more than one guitar, or do you just?
I do have more than one guitar. I used to have a lot, but a few years ago I did a very big purge, and it felt very good. I sold a lot of things. And,
wow. Okay.
And I really minimised my life.
Yep. Yep. Okay. Well, should we hear a bit of the sound of this guitar?
Sure.
You've got a song in mind?
Sure. Yeah.
What's this song called? Sorry, asked you that question right as you were taking a drink.
That's all right. It's Relative Decision.
Relative Decision.
Yep.
That sounds intriguing. That sounds intriguing. I think we're ready to hear something.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
Excuse me.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Just give Jason some time while he's sorting out his guitar. Alrighty.
I've never played live on the radio before, so
It's all right.
crystal glow under the full moon. It glows tonight. The candle it burns through my half glass of red wine, and it's all reality, and it's all undecided. Someone said to me, to live this life you must be flying. That old lady standing there, do you think she's wished her life away? See that young girl running down the street with a smile went through her hair, and it's all reality, and it's all undecided. Someone said to me, to live this life you must be flying. I may not be the greatest at what I do, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm not gonna be that old man full of regrets, lying on my deathbed, wishing I had worked harder. And it's all reality, and it's all undecided. Someone said to me, to live this life you must be flying. From birth you've got to make your choice. Are you gonna be who you want to be? 'Cause if you don't know, then you don't know. And it's damn hard part to see that it's all when it's all undecided. Someone said to me, to live this life, he must be flying.
Wow. That's awesome.
Thank you.
That's fantastic. Can we know a bit about that song? When you were writing it?
Well, what it is it's, you know, people go through their life doing what is expected of them instead of what they actually want to be doing with their life.
There's a lot of that going on, isn't there?
It's prolific. You know, people talk about, you know, prolific drugs and, you know, it's an epidemic. The epidemic is people not living their life.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, they're living the life that they've been told to live.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen a lot of that.
That's what the song's about.
And especially as a parent now, I see a lot of other children doing what is expected of them,
Yep.
Parental pressures. Even in some cases, the parents living vicariously through the kids because they could never do what they wanted to do as a kid.
That's
and
it.
so now their kids are forced to do
Yeah.
what it is that their parents wanted to do as a child. But
Yeah,
Are we-
well, I'm guilty of that. It's like, you know, I bought my son a motorbike when he was like 5 because I wanted one when I was 5, and I never got one. And at the time, I could afford it. And he got on the bike and he rode it straight through a fence and nearly hurt himself really bad.
ouch.
So it was like, okay, that was not a good decision. And you know, so you learn things in life.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a few things that I've said to my kids, hey, let's do this. And, you know,
Yep.
Some of those things they've been excited about, but
Yep.
at the end of the day, it became not fun. And that's where I sort of took a step back and went, well, you know, my middle child, for example, just put down money on a brand new pair of skates, ice skates, $1,600. And the day before they came in, it's like, Dad, no, I've decided it's not fun. I really don't want to. I'm like, why didn't you tell me this 2 weeks ago before I ordered your skates?
Yep.
So, but at the end of the day, it wasn't fun anymore. And I guess that was because I'd started to skate and it was so much fun and I enjoyed it. And I enjoyed it as a kid and I would have loved to do skating as a kid, but didn't get the chance. Mum just didn't have the money. And yeah, I'm still skating, but I'll never get to do axles, you know, jumps, big jumps.
Yeah.
But my son could.
Yeah.
Within a year of private tuition, he was already starting to do axles, like the hardest jump there is. So in a way, I was slightly living vicariously through him. Even though I'm doing something that I would have loved to do anyway, I'll never take it to that level. So yeah, it's so easy to fall into that.
And fall into that level is like living it vicariously. It's like, you know, I'm not gonna pinpoint any industry in general, but you can get obsessed with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's certain nationalities that I see that are very, very obsessed with it, that, you know, their children, they have to get straight A's in school and have to become a doctor or, you know, become this or that. Usually doctor, lawyer, you know, those sorts of jobs that are the top bar expectation from specific traditional nationalities. But I've also seen some of those kids grow up. It's totally not what they wanted to do in life.
That's right. They also commit suicide.
That's a big one.
And they also surgically augment themselves to fit into criteria for positions.
Yep.
And you know, it's and you know, and that sort of thing goes across the board as well. It's the world today is boxing people in little holes. You know, they're burying people alive while they're still breathing.
Yeah.
And you know, I take my hat off to anyone, or would love to give anyone a hug who is actually trying to just be them, no matter what they're actually doing. You know, I tried to tell, well, I did tell my children, and I love my kids, but I taught them, you know, to be successful, you just got to wake up and love what you're doing.
Yeah.
If you enjoy what you're doing when you wake up, then you're doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're living off it, you're doing well.
As an adult, if you can go to work and never work a day in your life,
absolutely right.
then you're getting something right.
Yep. So I was on that topic. It's like I've over the last couple of years taken a big step away from full-time work. You know, the whole pandemic made a big issue out of, you know, everyone complying, and so that was when I decided that I wasn't going to comply anymore, and so I stopped working and sold, like I said, minimised my life, sold a lot of things, and changed my perspective a lot. I was already had different perspectives before that, but it was a good catalyst for me to kickstart myself again.
I think that changed it for a lot of people, to be quite honest. I mean, people are slowly falling back into the status quo, but I think we'll probably see a big return of that, where people, you know, they're just carrying on with their lives like a herd. But that period is sort of in the past. People want to close it off in their mind. That's the other problem, isn't it? People shut their mind off to these sorts of things that go on.
And that's a big part of the issue, is that people are shutting it, filing it away. That's okay. It's all good. The whole world shut down, and it's okay.
Well, now we're at a point where it's like, 10 years ago it would have been like, oh, it's just a cold or it's just a flu. Now it's just the cold, flu or COVID, you know.
Yeah, I could go really deep into this, but I don't
Let's
think we
not.
should. Yes,
Let's not.
No. Yes, let's move forward onto something else.
Yeah. Look, I believe you've got another song that you do want to play. How about we hear a little bit more about that one first before you play it? What's this song?
Okay, I love the ocean.
I do too.
Many of us
Sorry.
do. And the song's called Swell, and it's basically the swell, it just never stops.
Yep.
And, it can be flat, but there's still something underneath.
Yeah.
And this is what this song is about. It's about flowing through life, and being a part of it, and realising that there's always going to be
something underneath.
There's always going to be something underneath. There's always going to be movement. There's always going to be change, you know.
Could even be pressure.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of pressure in a lot of people's lives. I mean, again, coming back to that mental health aspect, you know, there's always, like, nothing is ever skin deep.
No.
There's always something going on under the surface, and I think that's possibly another problem with society out there. We're only looking at skin deep. Like, every day I get on my Facebook feed something about Perth's worst drivers.
Yep.
This person didn't indicate. Oh, this person just cut out in front of someone. They're the worst driver. Or are they? Are they really?
Yep.
That might be that one time that they've ever made a mistake driving. But everyone's decided to be so critical, jump on their case straight away, when it may just be that they've just had a moment, because we all do.
There is a social test that was done. I think it was by Einstein. That's where I read it. I could be wrong, but when he was teaching at universities, he recited the 9 times table, and in front of his class. And when he got to 9 times 10, he said 89. And so everyone said, "Oh, you made a mistake." Yeah. He's like, "Yeah. And what did you learn from it?" I'll tell you what I learned is that I got 9 right and got 1 wrong, and that's the only one you picked up on.
Wow. Yeah.
So things like that, people are...
We are hyper-focused on negativity.
So hard on myself, and it's like a lot of people are, and hyper-negativity, catastrophizing things. Oh, no.
Yep.
Little things, and don't stress on the little things.
Yeah. Worry about the big rocks, not the little ones.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Because it buries you. It really does bury you when you worry about the little things all the time.
Yep. Especially when there's a lot of little things.
Yeah, well, they pile up, don't they? Especially in social media in today's world, everything piles up,
Yeah.
Everything's going up in prices and, peak traffic.
Oh, don't even get me started on that. Woolworths and tomatoes. Oh, my goodness. $3.50 a couple of months ago, and now they're $13.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So part of my minimising journey was going out down south and spending time down there, and the beauty of it is you can eat relatively cheap.
Yes.
There are so many farms, and they have, the majority of them have little stalls out the front where they're selling their own produce, and instead of paying $5 for an avocado at Woolies, you can get 5 for $5.
Yes.
So that's the difference.
Even not too far away, there's plenty of. I'm trying to think of the name of the road. It's kind of that extension between Baldivis Road and Mandurah Road. In Carnup there, there's plenty of places with honey. Or you can go for a short drive up Brookton Highway off of Albany Highway, and there's avocado places galore up there. Yeah. It's just, I guess it's just a matter of knowing where to look.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, look, the adventure, finding the places, the journey, the back roads and stuff like that. Yeah, absolutely.
And taking that time out of your day to have that adventure, because we're so bogged down with the bustle of things. We need to be in a hurry because everyone's in a hurry.
That's it.
But if we just slow down a little bit,
everyone's in a hurry, but no one knows where they're going.
All the things around us that we're missing. Yeah, exactly. No one knows where they're going.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah, wow. We might get into that song.
Okay.
Let's have a listen.
Yeah, so this one's called Swell. You drifted through this real life of ocean, the sky so blue, taking your time with life's hard line. You're following everything through this time. You're feeling fine this time around. You're doing it. Now I'm here. Now you're rolling, rolling, rolling. Keep on flowing, flowing, flowing. You're moving, 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 moving on like this way. This way. You've thrown a lifeline to a heart in need, picking up the pieces from the soil, taking chances. So when your seeds, life's pleasures, feeling well, now you're rolling, rolling, rolling. Keep on flowing, flowing, flowing. You're moving, 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 moving on like this way. This way. You're rolling, rolling, rolling. Keep on flowing, flowing, flowing. swell. Footsteps in the sand left of a man so far, far behind him. And as the sun goes down on another world, that story of that man is there to find. And he keeps rolling, 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 keeps on flowing, flowing, flowing. He's moving, 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 moving on like the swell. Swell. Keep on rolling, keep on flowing. Keep on moving, moving on.
That's fantastic. I am loving your music.
Thank you. Thank you, Todd.
Where can we find your music? Can we see you perform anywhere?
Well, I'm doing open mic nights at the moment.
Okay.
I've had a few paid gigs in the past, but like I said, it's you know, here and it's hard to get a good acoustic gig playing original music.
If people want to find you, where can they find you? Is there somewhere on the internet they can look you up?
Yeah, there is. I mean, I'm under JJ Moon on Facebook. I've got a JJ Moon page on YouTube. I've got a JJ Moon website that no one visits. But like I said, I've recently had just done some recordings with at Peter Inzullo Studios.
Okay.
Fantastic musician, great guy, and good studio. And I'm hoping to put some of them out. I'll probably just put it onto Bandcamp or My Premio or something like that. I don't think I'm going to do my tunes and Spotify and stuff like that.
Okay.
I don't really believe in the concept of it, of having 1 million views and getting paid $3,000 or something like that. I think it's pretty deplorable. I think it's part of the issue of music in general. It takes a long time and a lot of heart, and a lot of soul, a lot of practice, and a lot of self-analysing and emotional turmoil to be able to write a good song. Some people just pump them out. I don't know, but that's what it is for me.
Yeah.
Everyone's journey is different, and so
well, it depends if you're pumping it out to sound good, not worried about the meaning behind things, or whether you're putting your, as you say, heart and soul and passion into the songs, giving them meaning, not just to yourself but to the people listening to them. So, but you said people can find you on Facebook. That sounds like it might be the first and easiest way for people to at least connect and then see what they're able to access from there, whether it be through one of the various online media portals, as it were. Yeah. Or I'm sure you make posts about when your next open mic night or performances are going to be on that page. Yep. So, listeners, look him up, JJ Moon on Facebook, and
thank you very much, Doc.
That's all right. That's all right. I'll certainly be adding you and trying to find more of your music and listen more as well. That's fantastic. It's so inspirational.
Well, like I said, I'm hoping to have some up this week or next month or whenever it happens. Yeah. And I'd be happy for you guys to have some.
Wonderful. That'd be fantastic, especially if it's something that we could get playing on a regular basis on the air with the studio as well. That'd be amazing. So yeah, look, I'd personally like to thank you for coming in, sharing your music with us, sharing some of your journey with us. Some of it was probably a bit more intimate than what people get to see or know out there on the usual channels, even on Facebook. Mm-hmm. So thank you very much for sharing. That can be quite difficult for for people. I don't know how difficult it was for you, but it's various levels for different people.
Yeah.
It's been great having you in. It's been great talking to you. I hope you'll stay around for a bit afterwards, so we can still have a bit of a chat. As Mish always says, the best interviews happen off the air.
Yeah.
But it's been wonderful having you, and I'm sure our listeners have thoroughly enjoyed listening to your music as well.
Thank you very much, Todd.
No worries.
I've enjoyed it myself.
Ladies, gents, others, JJ Moon, Jason, aka JJ Moon.
Sure.
So
yep.
We'll be back with the music shortly.
Your voice, your community station. You are listening to IPL Radio.